Hi, let me get set up. It's Christine from the channel Christine and Celeste. I'll push this a bit. And I wanted to share today with you some of my French decks. Well, all my French decks. Now, as you know, I haven't been in France that long, although I'm French. And it's actually a video from Wolf of Coins that I've seen recently. And she was showing this small Polish crystal deck. And I said, you know, can you please do a review of it? Because we tend to do reviews of more British, American decks and some French because they're popular, but not all of them. So I decided today to share all my French decks with you. I'm not going to do a review of all of them, otherwise we'll be here 10 hours. 1 hour will be enough for me. But I have a good mix of traditional and more crazy decks and more divinatory decks. So let's start. I can see there's people around. Hi. I light the candle first, just to welcome everyone. There. So let's go. If you follow my channel, you know that I have a baby. It's not mine. I haven't created it. But it's the card Divinatoire d'Algariel by Alcide Nathanael. Now, this is the first edition. I have both editions, but I'm still using my first edition. So first of all, maybe I could put the camera a little bit closer for you. Let me see. Where's my camera? There. Let's zoom a bit. Yeah. That's it. If I need more space, I'll de-zoom. So, Card Divinatoire d'Algariel, that's the backs. Was made by France Card, the first edition. It's a divinatory deck. We have a long tradition, and I'm not talking about Le Normand, which is not exactly French, but we have a long tradition of not only the Marseille, obviously, but also divinatory systems, divinatory cards. There's a lot of divination going on in France, and a lot of people use cards, different type of cards. Now, they're not, you could call them oracle, but they're really, it's not oracle, it's not cards for self-development, although it can be, but they're mainly for divination. So this deck, when I acquired it, I didn't touch tarot for months because it just blew my mind. It's one of these decks that doesn't try to be like any other deck, doesn't try, sorry, or, you know, didn't put chakras because it's what people do now, or stones, or, and the creator, Alcide Nathanael, he is actually working with a guide, and the guide gave him all the format for the cards, so he made this card. He's currently making another deck, which is more very different anyway. So this is a deck I use. It was mainly done for past life readings. So I said I will do a video about past life readings with this deck because people who bought the first edition only have the little booklet, which is very succinct in meaning of the cards, and there's no past life meaning. In the second edition, they did put it, but it's still one line. Now, obviously, because I can read French, and where's the book? There. What I did is that I translated a lot of meanings about past lives, and I will do a special one day, not too soon, not too far, actually, not too far. I will do a special about past lives with these cards. So that's one. I don't know where to put them. I've already run out of space. Another deck I use, and often with, because they're the same size, and often with the card Divinatory, is called the Oracle Egyptien. Now, it's a deck that first came out. We have a magazine called Femme Actuelle, and they, now and again, they just put out some cards, and they're always good. All the ones I found are very good. And this one was by Mira, and Mira's done Feminitude. She's done The Voyage of Rivertan, and this one, and another small one that I'll show you. So it's basically Egyptian. So if, like me, you're keen to learn more about Egypt, or you feel you have a memory about Egypt, this is just a great deck. So that's the back. You can buy it on Amazon France. I don't know if you can be delivered internationally. Sorry, I don't know. But it is on Amazon France. The author is Mira. And it's just a delightful deck. Now, once again, it's divination deck. So I've already made a video about it, but I don't know if I left it on my channel because this summer I just took everything out. I just had I needed a break. So I don't know what I've done with it, but I can talk about it again. So this is pure divination, but with Egypt. Ah, I see someone there. Sorry, I didn't see the messages. I need to look. Oh, hi, Evelyn. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do it in French because, you know, French people know these decks, but I'm really trying to show that there's other decks that are as good. And right now I'm looking at a Polish deck. So, you know, it's good to look around, what's around. So you've got all the divinities. There's a lot of cards in it. Can't see right now how many, but there's a lot. So pure divination, a lot of obviously what happened in Egypt at the time. I like it very much. I love the colors. All these orange and red and purple really suit me when I read. I like the format of the France card because they always have this little black border and it's just simple, you know, no fuss, just simple. I'd rather actually if they were a bit larger, but you know. So you have destiny cards too in it. You can do a lot with this deck. That's a destiny card too. So like every divinatory deck, there's some positive, negative, and neutral cards. That's how we categorize our cards here when they're divinatory. So that's a deck that I use with card Divinatory d'Algariel because they're the same shape. They just go very well together. And you can still buy both of them. So that's what I'm showing them. Let me put them back. The booklet is in French only. So that's why I made the video. I don't know what I've done with that video. Anyway. 3 games. Because I said I was going to show my whole French collection. So the whole of it is that. So it's, once again, it's from the magazine, Femme Actuelle. And it's Mira, the same artist, but that was a year ago or 2 years ago. And it's called the Tarot of Energies. And it's only 22 cards, I believe, because they do it like the majors only. Let me see if there's 22. Yes, 22. So it's the majors only. It does more or less follow the tarot because, you know, it has its own system. So I've got it here from the magazine. And they're delightful cards. They're just delightful. You get intuition. I mean, if you put a high priestess like that in a deck, for me, it's fine. You know, here they gave it number 10, but I would read this as the high priestess personally. And strength. This one's called pressure, stress. And check the illusion one. Oh my God, I could even come closer. Look at that, that's even better. Yeah. Freedom. So it's a little deck that I use to, as an oracle actually. It's called a tarot, but to me it's an oracle. And another one that's came out in December in a magazine, still the same magazine, Femme Actuelle. And I just love these drawings. That's love. They inspire me so much. Consciousness. Resistance. So the blue ones are good cards. The red ones are a bit less. And this is the get out of jail card, right? This is a card that you can use. And if you've got it in your, if you've got bad cards, it's going to wipe away the bad cards. Nostalgia. There's something rhythm very pleasant with it. Now I haven't used it too much yet in readings. I'm still testing it, but from the images you can get a lot. Look, she's picking the clouds and putting them in a basket. I mean, you can see that she's in control of her destiny and her thoughts, and she's taking away the clouds in her head. It's just beautiful. Oh, I know this card. When you try to get on the top of the pyramid and it's so high. I know this card. So sometimes you find decks, look around in magazines. I know there's like Spirit and Destiny in the UK, for example. Sometimes they put decks, and you might be surprised. We are lucky with Femme Actuelle. We get some really good decks for free. You have to pay for the magazine, obviously. But next. I have such a choice, guys. Such a choice. I'll go with tarot, because I've shown you a few oracles. The Diamond Tarot, le Tarot Diamant. This is from A.G. Müller, but it's been out of print for a very long time now. It's the only Rider-Waite I have. And it's by Klaus Olitzka, who made the I Ching Tarot, the I Ching Oracle. The white, black, red, and red oracle. That's so beautiful. And I'm putting it here because Olitzka is German, but the person who wrote the booklet, it's in French, actually. It's all in French. She's French, so it's a French-Swiss version of the Rider-Waite. So the colors have been changed, so there's no that garish yellow at the back. And then you have all these crazy things that it's like a portal and you're going through it. And to me, somehow that the images are smaller, because I'm not a fan of the Rider-Waite at all. And there's this portal and all these colors around is, for the moment, one of the Rider-Waite that I can stand owning, I must say. So that's the backs. Sometimes you get lucky. I found it in a shop recently for normal price. Hi, Shadow Moon. I'm talking about my French decks. I wanted to introduce some French decks to, the international viewers, because some of them are really worth knowing. But this one, unfortunately, is out of print. But, I got some out of print decks, so you know about it, then you put it on your wish list, and one day on eBay, you see that someone's selling it for $20, and you think, yes, even if it's in 5 years, but at least you know about it. And I must say, these colors around just trip me up, and I really like it. It makes the deck more interesting to me. But then, you know that I'm not a fan of the Rider-Waite, so don't, if you are a fan, you don't need this one. Or maybe if you're a collector, you would need this one in your collection, because that's a, I never see it on social media ever. And I want to know about all the decks. I want to know about more German decks. And as I said, I spotted this Polish deck the other day that I'm interested in. It's important to know what's happening around. It's not only the US. They make some good decks, but not all of them. So that's the Diamond Tarot. The booklet, unfortunately, is only in French on my copy. But because it's A.G. Miller, I'm not sure if they haven't made one in English. They might have made an English version at the time. Because I seem to remember seeing an English version about, but, it's been a long time ago because it's been out of print for a long time now. So, now, I'm really going to show you all type of decks. So now one that is in print is the Marseille Dodal. And it's the Jean-Claude Flornois one from Marseille. And, I only have 2 Marseille left. I sold all my Marseille because I use them, but I don't use them that much that I need 20 copies. Sorry, you can't see the little light. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but then you can't see the deck. So it's better to see the deck. What I've done is that I've separated the majors from the minors because I like learning the French way of reading the cards. And the French way is about using majors only. And there's some very interesting spreads that are majors only that I'm studying with it. So anyway, it's a large deck. It's just a very nice reproduction. What can I say? It's wonderful. I love the big hands and the faces, but then you have to be a fan. I understand that people, don't really like this deck, but what I'm going to say about this is that it's one of the purest deck historically, right? Not exactly this special one, but I think this one is anyway. And if you are really serious about your tarot, I would recommend, and I know there's a lot of people who do it already, a really good reproduction. Look at those backs. The quality is, it's just touching it is a whole experience. Because it's what we call source tarot. It's tarot before people said, oh, I'm going to add this and I'm going to change that and I'm going to, it's source tarot. And it is said, and it's a legend, and I don't know if it's true or not, it is said that a lot of symbols were put in this tarot first to be hidden from and also to awaken people. So I haven't, I can't say I'm awakened because I read, but the more I look into it, the more interested I am. So as the Fleur Noire, I don't know the booklet. I think it's in French only. Let me see. No, it's in French and English, but it doesn't talk about it. It talks about the history. So, but there's a few good books in English now on the Marseille. It doesn't matter which edition it is. But I would really recommend for people who are serious about their tarot to get a good reproduction. Hey, Golden Phoenix, nice to see you. I don't know if I'm going to make this one in French. I don't think so. I don't know. Not today, anyway. But I'm showing people the French decks that exist, that some they know, some they don't know, that are part of my collection. Now, my collection has thinned down a lot because I went through it all summer and I sold a lot of decks. I was just overwhelmed with what I had. I needed to, to see what I had and just work with it. So this is the Vieille Ville. That's a very historical reproduction. That's the one that feels the most historical to me. That's Edition Civilixi. And this is a complete reproduction of the woodcut. So there's nothing has been embellished. It's as it was. So you see all the borders are completely uneven, not of the cards, the borders of the image are completely uneven. Some colors are faded, but it's a complete historical. Hi, Luna Opa. I think it's the oldest full deck that was ever found with all cards in them. Because the Italian decks, there wasn't all cards. With the French Marseille, there were a couple that were with full card, all the cards. And I think this was one of them, if I remember well. So, see here it's cut, for example. But that's the way it was printed. Look at that devil. There's a roughness about it that I really like. Now, it comes with two great big books, which I don't have here, they're downstairs, but they're huge books. And the author, it's only in French, talks about every detail on every card. And he compares this, for example, with the human aura. And, you know, and then he would talk about the significance of the flowers, of the colors. Is just extraordinary. When you get into that word, look at this. I've never seen a death card like this, personally. It's just, it's rough, but it's like the same. And it's death going, you know, taking the past away. Not the future, or not the present, it's the past. So I was so uneducated about the Marseille. I mean, Jacques Vieilleville, it's not even said, it doesn't even say Marseille on the box, because Marseille is a brand name, let's say, but it was anyway, it's the Vieilleville. I was so educated about it. As you can see, there's no name and no numbers that I didn't know. But I mean, for cups, it's easy, but let me show you, for example, some cards. Cups is easy. Yeah, like this one. I didn't know which way was upright and reversed, right? I mean, it's not that obvious. And if you like, I couldn't recognize it. So I had to ask, I emailed the author and I said, excuse me, but could I have a picture of the deck, you know, when it's upright? And he sent it to me. How embarrassing, right? I've been doing tarot for 30 plus years, but I just didn't know. So I'd rather ask, right? I said, what? Are the two coins down and one up? Or is it one down and two up? Let me see your comment, Shadow. Yes, I'm going to make a viewer asked me to make a video about Algariel and past lives, because the book is so much more, you know, it's a big paragraph on each card about past lives. Oh, my video is jumpy. How's Golden Phoenix, if you're still here? How's my picture? How's my sound? It's true, I didn't ask. Jumpy is not good when you show a collection. Look at him, he looks Asian. Can anyone tell me if the picture is okay for them? Evelyne, ça va, mon image, mon son? Yeah, he looks Chinese, right? But anyway, I understand some people don't like it. That's why I have the other one too. That's more retouched, let's say. Nobody's answering. Everything's okay. Oh, thank you. So maybe it's a you, Shadow Moon. It's okay for Isabel. Thanks for answering. Because I can't, you know, I see it fine on my end, but it doesn't mean that for you it is. It's always, you know, the internet, the joy of the internet. So, Anna Saint-Phal, she did, if you don't know about her at all, she did the Tarot Garden in Italy. So write it down, the Tarot Garden in Italy, because if you're crazy about tarot, it's a place you would want to go and visit. I haven't yet, but I will. And she actually made sculptures of tarot cards that you can walk into. So it's 2002. And that's the sculptures, actually, but they look so much better in real, right? This was the drawing for each sculpture. As you can see, for example, the High Priestess, you walk up the stairs and you get in through her mouth. It's just an amazing place. So this is a collection deck. I didn't know. I went to one of the exhibitions in, I think I got it in Liverpool. But I'm not too sure. But it was one of the exhibitions I went to, and I saw the tarot deck, and I just bought it. But I never did anything with it. But it's just part of my collection. Now I don't even see one on the internet, on eBay. Never. It's people who have it keep it. So she wrote the book. It's handwritten. It's in 3 languages, if I remember well, in French. Is the Italian and German. Yeah. Yeah, Italian and German, French, Italian, German. So that's very hard to find. It's majors only, but it's a piece of art. You know, I don't have many cards for collection, but that's one of them. While we're going with out of print, let's do them all. The Japanese that you might know much better if you're more into the English word, by Nino Japaridze. Now, Nino Japaridze, she lives in Paris, so that's why I chose it, because she's actually she's not French, but she's working in France, and she created a deck in Paris. And unfortunately, I've just learned that it's out of print. It's by US Games, I think. Yes, US Games system. So maybe one day they will reprint it. I don't know. It's a wonderful art deck. It's more than this. So the book is only in English, which is funny for a French deck. But it's only in English. So that's the back. So I'm not a big fan of these backs, but you know, whatever. I just see them for 2 minutes. So what's important is here. And this is a mark. It's like you're in Alice in Wonderland a bit. You know, I don't know how to describe it. It's just fantasy, but not in a way of comics, but of imagination. That's the right word for it. And fantastical. I can't believe it's gone out of print. It's like, you know, it was for sale for years, and then a big interest started showing up for this, and then it went out of print like in one day. And the big controversy was this war. Now, oops, sorry about that. They're huge cards. They're beautiful. They're dark. And well, it's based on Marseille, but it's medieval. So, what's that? Yeah, it's medieval. So, it was by Justine Ternal and Mathieu Acker. Now, I know it's out of print. Oh, gold. I'm not keen on gold, but it's fine. It's beautiful. There are large cards, and that caused the problem for people. The book is only in French, and the book comes apart as soon as you open it. So that's a bit of a problem. Now, I know it's out of print, but Mathieu Acker, you know, one of the creators, is meeting very soon, like next week or something, a printer, and he's going to see, you know, they're going to talk about reprinting it. So don't despair. If you want the Tarot Noir and you've missed out, it might come back very soon. Oh, look at the lovers here. There's something in a naive style, and the horse is just amazing here. I don't know. There is something in this. It's like the Marseille has been respected in a way. This is a bit dark. It's a bit deviant moon, Marseille, right? At a normal price, not at a deviant moon price. And temperance. Yeah, let's say it's a bit of a gothic Marseille, and it's just a lovely deck. But big, and I have big hands, but you know, I'm okay with it. But I have huge hands and long arms. So that was the Tarot Noir by Justine Ternel and Mathieu Acker. Next, I'll show something that's in print for a change. Oops, maybe that. The Triad Oracle. Now it's a French oracle. That's once again for divination. It's geared towards divination. It's not an oracle. They call it oracle, but it's not what we understand as oracle in the English-speaking world, really. It's by Dominique Duplat. The booklet is in French and English. So you get 57 cards. And I think it's a couple of keywords, like 4 keywords per card. So it's not much. Obviously, once again, there's the full book, but in French. I haven't seen yet an English version of this at all. But you can start with the booklet, at least in English. So that's the bags. They're wonderful. They're just beautiful bags to me. And they're powerful cards. Now, this is not, once again, it's a divination deck. I would say, you know, I'm not into witchy. You know, I'm not. I would say this is the most witchy deck I have. If I couldn't call it like that, because I don't mean it in a bad sense. It's extremely powerful. The symbols are crazy powerful. Let's see a bit of reflection here. Yeah. It's brutal. Fluffy deck, it's not, right? So this is the Soul card. So this, first of all, it's not easy. It's not easy access. You study it like you would study any other deck that's a bit more difficult. But look at the light. It's just, I love the art. But it's brutal. So it's not a deck personally that I can pick a card in the morning and say, oh, how is my day going to be? Because I'm not going to survive it every morning. I'm not going to get out of the door. To me, it's I use it more to get a profound answer to a problem. You know, when you have recurring problems, what can I say, for example? Oh, I have an example, right? This morning, I called the rubbish collection because one of the restaurants not far from me keep putting their rubbish in the morning and they're not allowed to, right? So I called the rubbish collection and say, look, you know, can you do something? Can you take it, first of all? Can you clear the way? And then, you know, go and talk to them. Anyway, I go out for an hour, come back, they cleared and all that. But someone else from across the road, I don't know if they're squatters or what they are, started emptying a flat and put everything on the ground exactly in the same space, right? And this is reoccurring events. And I know that's a small example, but you know, like you have the same problem coming over and over again. I find this is wonderful for it because you can get at the root of the problem with it. But it's harsh, it's in your face, it's powerful, and it's not easy access. You know, I'm an intuitive reader, and sometimes intuition is not even enough. Is it? It's too much light here. Sometimes it's not even enough intuition with this. It's quite a deep deck, so anyway, I'm going to move on. I love this one, the black with just a white spot. Now, it's not. Yes, it's an angel deck too, but it's not an angel deck. Yeah, I'll show you in English. I know it's beautiful, isn't it? Oracle of the Triad in English. By Dominique Duplat and the French de la Triad. So this takes you into magic land, if you want. And I can't talk more about this because I'm not a specialist, and I'm sure someone who does magic with it can maybe explain it to you better. But I can feel the potential of it, and you have to be a bit strong to use this deck, right? It's I know it's only paper and ink, but it's much more than this. So there's nothing bad about it. It's just very blunt. There's not a card with a little angel. So don't worry, I'll still fluff things for you. No. Personally, I love it. But I know, for example, if you read for clients, you have to be careful, you know, how you give the message with it, because it's very powerful, and it's based once again on sacred geometry and mathematics, and you know, a lot of things. So, see, that's why I'm showing you Shadow Moon. That's exactly why I'm showing you my decks, because some of them you might not have come across. Yeah. They are wonderful decks, and the booklet is in French and English, so you can really read with it. So, Oracle of the Triad. You know, it feels like this, well, like Egyptian or Greek magic, you know, that was a bit rough, but very powerful. That's why it feels like this deck. It feels ancient. It's not. I think Dominique Duplat is living now. Well, yeah, he's alive now. So let's show some fluff now for a change. I wanted an angel deck, but I didn't want an angel deck. I did try a couple of Doreen Virtues, and I know the whole controversy, and I'm not going to go into it. But even the couple I got, I never felt that the angel energy with it, because I need it for a specific thing. I need to work with it with my Aura Soma deck, right? So I don't need. Well, it didn't work for me. And then I saw this French deck called Carte des Anges. It's for prayers and meditation. Oops. And let's see the booklet. I think it's only in French, this one. Yeah, it is. And it's for, you can use it for healing and all. This is 72 angels. So I think, I don't know because I'm not an angel specialist, but I think they're like the 72 angels of the Kabbalah, because few I could find in the Kabbalah. I didn't do the 72 to check. So that deck has a specific aim. It's got the gold. I wish they'd stop with this gold. I don't like it personally. I like it matte gold, but I don't like this shiny gold. I don't know. Maybe we liked it at the beginning when it was new, but now it seems the whole gold. But it suits this deck. You know, it's an angel deck. I like the softness. I like the color. And there's no, oh, this angel protects you. It's not that at all. It's a deck you can pray with. It's a deck you can meditate with. It's a deck you can even have a conversation with. And to me, because of the colors too, and Arasoma, each Arasoma card has an angel linked to it. And I needed to have a visual on it. And this is why I bought it. Right? So I was surprised in a booklet, it does describe, I think on some of them, it does describe, no, it's not this one. Oh, no, it's not. I thought it described what the angel was doing. I must have read it somewhere. So, you know, I can't say get it because you have to want to work with angels in a different way, I suppose, than unfortunately has been going around for so long with Daring Virtue. And to me, I'm applying it with colors and chakras, so that's that. They are wonderful little drawings. They're soft, like angel cards should be. They should be soft. They're all doing different things. So yeah, just a neat little angel deck. Nothing, you know, I could say special, but at the same time, I'm still discovering it. So, because it's a help for another deck. It goes with another deck. So I don't use it on its own. This is a little special deck. It's divination. It's called Les 77 d'Alias K. It was edited by Grimaud at the time, but it's out of print. But I did find it by going on a Facebook. Can't say it. I need water. Excuse me. Okay, you can go on the Facebook page of Alias K. That's how I found it. I emailed her and I was able to purchase it. Now it's a divination deck, and how it works is that, well, like that. You do your divination, and all the cards are linked, and they've got 3 colors, which is gold, purple, and the aubergine, or I can't remember the other one. There's all type of cards. It's just a great system. I really like it. It's nothing like I've ever seen anywhere else, right? And it's an easy divination deck. How many cards in this one? It was 77. It's only in French, I think, the booklet. Yes, the booklet is only in French. Now, I think she follows Buddhist tradition, Buddhist teachings. So this is based on the colors of Buddha. So it's saffron. I can't remember all the colors. But anyway, so look how you can tell a story by just reading, you know, how the cards link. I think it's a wonderful little system. I love the way it's been done, and the size of the cards, they're really small. That's the backs. And once again, it's a great divination deck. Now, another thing though about it is that it's more than just a divination deck, because it's a real oracle where you can work with it and try and better yourself. But very simple. I don't always recognize all the drawings, but you know, I get used to using it too. And sometimes, you know, it happened to me. I don't know if any of you are professional readers, but I used to read with I still read with a Rider-Waite based. the Aquarian tarot. And people were so informed about tarot. They say, "Oh, look, I've got the High Priestess in the," you know, and they start commenting on their cards, which is not bad. But I do like using decks that very few people understand, because then they don't interfere, if I can say. You know, I don't want to be mean or anything, but they let you get on with the reading. And I love this deck for that, because it's so different. I'm trying to show you as much as possible. I know you can't see it around. As I said, you know, try and contact alias K on Facebook and see what she says. I don't know if she has any decks left. I bought mine beginning of last year, 2 years ago. Time flies. 2 years ago, yeah. It is, isn't it? Sea willow and herbs and tarot. It's wonderful. Oh, that's the Buddhist card with all the colors, right? Yeah. Trying to show it. Show you all the cards, because you never see it around. It's once again, it's one of these decks, you know, when people have it, they keep it, because you can't find it around. Oops, there it is. So very few cards have the 3 colors, which means something, obviously. Very little writing, that's yes, but you know, that's not difficult to understand. It's more drawings everywhere. So it's not a deck that once you've got it, if you don't have the booklet, or if you don't understand the booklet, it's fine. You can see more or less what it is about. And even the booklet, it's easy French that you can put into Google and translate. Honestly, it's 3 or 4 keywords. It's never a sentence. So it's fairly easy. If there's any of these decks where you'd like me to do a walkthrough, a deeper presentation, please let me know. I'm open to it. I don't do walkthroughs in general, because I think other people are better than that. I'd rather show how I use the decks. I think it's more my forte. You know, we all have a strength in the way we use decks, and mine is showing how I use them. But if you'd like to know more about some decks, and I can read a bit of the booklet and translate it, I can do that. That's not a problem. Oh yeah, I don't keep it in the box anymore, because the box, you know, it's been 2 years, and yeah. So I keep it in this wonderful, wonderful box, red box. Oh, it's safe. Yeah. Next is a game, it's a playing cards. No, thank you, Shadow. I don't do many walkthroughs, because, you know, most of the decks, be it French or English, are done by people that do it much better than me. But it's true that I do kind of walk through how to use it more, right? So this is like playing cards. Now, I'm French, and we play the tarot game. We all play it. We all know how to play it. Especially where I come from the French Alps. So we play the game of tarot since, I don't know, I've always known the rules. But this one is special, because this one is the Tahitian edition. And if you know, Tahiti is French. So, but the normal edition looks a bit different, but not that. It's just the pictures. Because this is like the major arcanas. So I can't show you a traditional one, I don't have. But that's the Fool, right? And then, well, until 21. So on this one, there's always a story going in each card on the major arcanas. And this is the story of Tahiti, the history of Tahiti, and the arrival of white men on the island. You see? And it's the whole history of Tahiti. And I just find it exquisite. You know, imagine if you had a deck like that about Hawaii, for example, if you're in the States. It's just exquisite. So that's major arcana. And then it's like playing cards. We have 10. And then, like the tarot, we also have the knight, like the tarot. It's the tarot structure. It's a tarot, but the playing card tarot, not the divinatory tarot. So because this is Tahiti one, what they've done is that they've used figures from Polynesian origin. So you've got all Polynesian type figures. And this is my favorite. You know, it came from Tahiti when the parcel arrived, right? I smelled it for about half an hour before even opening the parcel. I wanted to smell a bit of Tahiti. I've never been, and I wish I could one day. But. So yeah, playing cards, and then the Maori here. So that's New Zealand, right? Because they're all the same roots. They all have the same roots. And here we have Hawaii. There you go. That's Hawaii. Wonderful. So of course I play the tarot with it, but I can also use it for divination. So I like that. And that's, I don't know, Fenuha. Wow, that's quite incredible. Anyway, the tarot playing cards, you can get them in every, you know, you've got some Asterix, you've got some, I don't know, all different themes in France, because we're mad about our tarot cards, playing cards. But my favorite is this one, is the Tahitian one. I don't know, it's dear to my heart, this one. So that's done. I'm pushing away what I've done, because otherwise, what have I got left? Ah, yeah. Oracle des Triad. Oh. Shadow Moon, you just started making videos. Do not even tarot. Mention your chakra spread and link your channel. Oh, thank you very much. No. Please link. You know, I link others, and I like, you know, I like mentioning others. Like I mentioned at the start, Wolf of Coins, where I was watching a video and she gave me the idea actually, because she was showing a Polish deck, and I thought, yeah, we need to show more decks that are from our area or, you know, culture to other people, because otherwise they'll never know about it. And there's some fantastic decks. Now this is more playing cards, divination too. Now you don't use it for playing cards. It's an oracle. It was only made for that. But it's a crazy one. It's an 80s, as you will see. It's from the 80s. There's nudity in it, so I'm just letting you know if you know, you're not a fan of nudity. And the playing card is always on a tattoo, on a building. See the 9 here? 9 of Hearts. That's how you know, the Queen of Hearts. So it's based on playing cards, but it's an oracle. And what you can do, once again, the I forgot that. Where is it? The picture carries on, so you can get a whole narrative going on here. Now, I know it's special. I'm not saying this is the most beautiful, that it's extremely 80s. But it's like playing card divination, but with some pictures. So I know here, you know, it's the 8 of diamonds. So I know what the 8 of diamonds is, but with the picture, you see, you see someone sat here and there's a truck going past, and then the rocket that's going to lift off, and you know, it gives you a lot of insight. It's just like a story, like reading a book, and that's why I like it. I would never have chosen this deck for the art, personally. It's not my type of art, but I find it quirky, amusing, and special, because, you know, all the picture carries on. I think it's called Italian style. So that's the Oracle des Suards. Now, the booklet is in 3 languages, French, English, and German. This Oracle. It's from a psychic. A psychic made this deck in the 80s or 90s, 86, right? I found it on eBay at a very, I think it was 20 euros, very correct price. So you see them now and again going about. I know a reader who only reads with this oracle because it's very cartomancy. It's playing cards, but with a plus, right? I'm not playing cards with benefits. But yeah, just, and it depicts, although it's in a desert, it seems in a desert, it does depict real life, right? And I like that. You can picture yourself where sometimes you think, oh my God, I got the Hierophant card. How can I relate to it? Here? There's none of that. It's pure, you know, okay, this talks to me. You know, a Vespa and a snake and a volcano, and, you know, it talks to you, right? So just another quirky deck. And the back is just the desert itself. So they are around. They've been out of print for a decade, but they are around. And look how new mine is. And I bought it secondhand on eBay. It's brand new. I don't know, probably the person bought it and never used it. So I was lucky. If you like this type of game. But as I said, we have a tradition, it seems, and I'm still discovering it, about divination decks that are not oracles, but they're pure divination. You know, yes, you're going to get that job tomorrow with 2 or 3 cards that have nothing to do with tarot. Another tarot here that I really like. It's not called tarot. I've mentioned it a couple of times. It's by Yagel Didier. She's the most famous psychic in France. So normally I would never buy it, right? I mean, it's not that I'm against her or what she does, not at all. I think it's great if she can help people. It's just that usually when well-renowned psychics make their game, their own cards, I don't feel it works for everyone, and it doesn't work for me. But this one is different. This is very different. First, I love the art. It was made by Marina Carella. And the book is only in French. So no English here. And the cards come at the back like that when you buy the book, right? In case you order it and you think, oh my God, the cards are not there. Yeah, look at the back, because they should be in here in the insert. So she made this deck. Some cards are like tarot. There's 27 cards. So it's easy to learn. There's only 27 cards. Imagine if you just had, instead of 22 major arcana, you have 27. I think that's why I take this deck. And I like using it, for example, with Algariel. I think they go very well together. It's a deck that likes to mix with oracles because it's kind of, it goes with everything. So that's the Wheel of Fortune. That's the Sun. So you can recognize some tarot, the Tower. You know, you can recognize some decks, except that they're different. For example, here it's silk in the front of the tower, and you can see there's a tower reflection. The towers are not falling apart, so it's a bit different than the tarot. But a lot of images have been are similar. There's the man and the woman too, so that's the man card. So that's where you go back to this French divination, right? the key, muse, the tree. So it's a mix between, you could say, Marseille and the Lenormand put together. That's a bit the feeling, the moon. That is probably temperance, although it's not called that, but equilibrium it's called, but I think it's temperance. The fish, right? Work, magician, the star, the house, love. It's a beautiful deck. I just, you know, unexpected. I bought it because the person in the shop said to me, "It's my last one, and you know, I don't know if we're gonna get some more. It's a very good deck. You should try." And I was like, "Oh, it's once again one of these decks that don't have any minors, right? And the majors have been changed, and I wasn't too sure. And the way she was talking about it, how good this deck was, I thought I'll try it. If I don't like it, I'll sell it. I will never sell it." Especially when you learn, I mean, obviously I've learned a long time ago, but if you learn in tarot, 28 cards, it's not 27 cards, it's not too bad to learn. There's the woman. So there's a man and a woman card, like in the Lenormand, the devil. So you do have already a good basis of the tarot, but you have other different cards, which I really like. I really like this deck. Now we're going to get into the ones that are a bit more healing, chakras, soul. We finished with the divinatory side of things. We're going to go more into self-development cards now. Excuse me, I put these ones here because I haven't talked about them. I'll just make sure, this one I haven't talked about them either. Not to leave any behind. Okay. You still with me? I have a bit of water. Wow. So, l'oracle des couleurs. Yes, good. I don't have the box anymore. It's huge deck, huge box, huge everything, and I thought I can't have that. I have no space, so I put the cards in there. Oh, it's a lot of cards too. Look at that deck. You know, a man made this deck. It's crazy amount of cards. How many? 100 and... it's never obvious how many cards. 100 and something. Best is to look here. 108 cards. L'Oracle des Couleurs by Pierre van Orbegen. Now, looking at his name, I think he's Belgian. It sounds like a Belgian name or Dutch, but I think he's Belgian. They're huge, huge, huge cards. Now, they're specifically to work with the chakras. He's added a few colors in the chakras, like this turquoise, which normally in the 7 chakras doesn't exist, but we do have a turquoise for the inner heart. We can have the turquoise. But it's not my style of art either. If you look at the art, it's a bit, I don't know, computer generated to me. The light is too strong now. I couldn't get enough light before, and now it's too strong. Let me try and put the light down a bit on my computer. Let's see. You can't see the real colors here. Let's say, I think it's gonna work better. Yeah, that's it. That's more the real color now. So he's got within a color, what he did is that he put this. this one is a plus, this one is a minus, as in, you know, you've got too much of that color, you don't have enough of that color. And he always shows in a body which chakra it relates to, which other cards could go with it, which is opposite this card, the keywords, the picture, the part of the bodies that are linked to it. So this is more of a study deck to me. I will never know it, know all the 108 cards, but it comes with a book, but the book is only in French. It's a wonderful book where I learn a lot about the chakras, but that's only in French, which is fine by me, but for you. So let me show you other colors. So I can do readings with it, even if they're not chakra readings, because actually there's all these keywords there. It's written on the cards. I don't think I have many decks with keywords on the card. You know, it's I do all by intuition or knowledge, but so here it's written. So yeah, not my style of art, but it's all the reds. Yeah, they're in order. That's why. Let me show you some other colors. It's because I'm studying it, so they're in order of colors. If you like chakras and want to study more, the thing is, you need to know a little bit of French for this one, or be extremely intuitive. But look at this indigo. I love this card. But yeah, the art is not my kind of art at all. It doesn't matter. When it's a good deck, it's a good deck, you know, and you have study decks. I don't think I'll ever read with it, or maybe I will one day. But right now, I'm not able to. But I love, sometimes I pick one card in the morning and then I learn about more about the color and how he sees it. And if I've got too much of a color and try to slow down, or on the contrary, get more energy. So it's just a wonderful deck. Look at that yellow. I must say the print for the colors. Unfortunately, the yellow I see on my screen here is not the same. Here it's a lemon. It's like a strong lemon. YC is not that on the screen, but anyway. So this is a real deck. Like, I want to be serious about studying the chakras, right? In an intellectual manner, as in, you'll know all the chakras and every possibility about the chakras, but I've read for chakras for many years without even looking at this deck. So you don't need it to read chakras. It's just if you want to go further, have another opinion, look somewhere else for, you know, when you like certain type of decks, like I like Egyptian decks. So I have a lot of Egyptian decks, for example. And that's that. Even if some repeats, if I have some repeats, it doesn't matter. It was another opinion, another point of view on one card, which makes your dialogue more rich with the reading. So that was L'Oracle des couleurs arc-en-ciel by Pierre van Obergen. We're gonna get here. That's not the original box either. The original box, I think, the second time I took the cards out, just fell apart. You know, it was one of these stuck boxes that didn't make it to the second round. But it's called La Voix de l'Émeraude. Let me see the book. Where's the booklet? Oh, there. Yeah. Oracle, carte vibratoire, Les Voix de l'Émeraude. De la Blanche Dragonne. Okay, and what it is, it's just it's stones and crystals, and is it only in French? Yeah. Stone and crystal oracle, but made as mandalas, and that I like because I try to read them intuitively. I don't know that much about stones personally, so if you do, that's fine. Oh yeah, there's also a bit of alchemy in it. There's also elements in it. So there are a few things that we know. Sulfur, the backs. I bought them because I like having just some kind of shapes on my cards that are not humans or animals or in this case it's crystals, because I want to try and see if I can get into the card and read something else. And I know too that because they're all mandalas, that they have this what can I say, mirror image where you can look at the picture and then the picture uncovers something, even if it's if you're not aware of it, it does uncover something in your mind, and then bit by bit it will dawn on you what the meaning is, and I don't know, it's going to open a door, right? I feel these cards have that. It hasn't happened yet, I must admit, but that's why I got them, because when I saw them, I thought, oh, actually, by looking at them and merging a bit with them, I think something could happen here. So it was one of my latest purchases. I absolutely hate. Why? Right? Why? Please. Imagine that without that garish yellow gold. Just the black and that, right? Oh, that would have been beautiful. Now I could trim it and then I would have nothing left. No name, nothing, but I don't know. What a shame. You know, that's what lets it down. Because if there wasn't that, imagine the beauty of it, that the card could be. And an image bigger. I think I'm surprised that publishers don't watch us. You know, haven't we said enough? We don't want borders, and especially not like this, right? What's the point of that border? We don't want borders. We want bigger pictures. We don't want names and numbers everywhere on the card. I mean, come on, guys. Yeah. Still, it doesn't take away from the deck. It doesn't. It's a deck that I don't know I'm going to use yet. It hasn't found its place quite yet, but it will. I'm keeping it. I've got a box for it anyway. Marseille by Marie-Christine Chambon. Now, this is the first edition. And unfortunately, I had a bad first edition. I had a first edition with 2 cards printed the same. So I did email at the time Arcana Chakra, who are the publishers, and they say to me, we're going to see if we can just reprint 1 card, because it happened in a few decks that the card got cloned onto another one, and a few decks are like that out there, so I was unlucky to get one like that. And then they discovered that if they did to try and just reprint the card, there would be a slight difference with the rest of the deck. So I had to wait for months until they reprinted the whole lot, right? So that's my bad copy, the first one, which is still beautiful. There's just one that's not right. Now, I don't know, I'm going to summarize Marseille in 1 sentence because that's not feasible. This is the highest, apart from if you look at the Marseille deep esoteric tradition, right? This is the highest, more spiritual, the most universe-based, I don't know the words, oracle that I've ever seen. It's like, it's a little bit like talking to God, but not God as a religious God, but it's a bit like talking to God, the creator. Yes, Evelyn. Evelyn just received it. It's very complex. Now, I'm going step by step with this because I've never talked to God in my life. So well, never had a conversation anyway. So what happens with this deck is, first there's a book in English, in French, sorry. It's only in French. It's a beautiful book, but if you don't read French, there's no way, because even me who's French, I have to reread the whole thing every time, the whole page. I read one page and I think, hang on, what did she mean? Then I have to read it again. It's extremely, it's not that it's complex French or it's a complex thing. It's just that it's like reading Old French, for example. It's not Old French, but it's like reading Old French. It's, you understand the words, right? But because they come from a different era, and in this case, it's more a different level, it's difficult to understand, right? It's this woman, Marie-Christine, has been all her life, I think, with guides and angels and all that, you know, she's, you have to catch her. So, having said this, there is a structure. And a lot of French oracles are like that. They are structured, which is not my favorite thing. But one thing that helps is that it is based on the 22 major arcanas of the Marseille. So we start with this. We have 22 major arcanas, right? So let's start with that. The magician. So all numbers do correspond to the normal tarot. The high priestess. It doesn't say that, right? But it is the high priestess. And you know the numbers anyway. So these are the major arcanas. They're extremely spiritual, extremely guided. Right? So I'm going a bit fast, but I need to finish. I still have a few to show you. If you don't speak French, I would say you have to read these by intuition. They're lovely. I love the drawing. You have to read it by intuition. So then, you see you have signs here on the cards. And they're all a different level of, how can I say that? Level of development in your path. So you have some more negative, some more positive, right? There's no oracle like it. I've never seen anything like it. But all these are still linked to the major arcana. So if you've got card 2, it is linked to the high priestess. So that helps in placing that card. However, it's the high priestess, but with this symbol. And this symbol means, I've written them down, the subconscious. So this is the card of the subconscious of the high priestess. You see what I mean? It's like up there. So you've got all the categories shown here. Right? This is the card that I've photocopied. You can see that it's not the original. Then you have the hand. And the hand means divine guidance, if you want. So here you're on the level of the divine with these cards. You know what I mean? It's proof. I suppose it's a bit like the tree of life, right? That's the equivalent. If you study the tree of life, this is that level. Right? You're going through your incarnation. You're going before your incarnation. You're going to the God realm. You're going, you know. That's the comparison I can do. It's like studying the tree of life, having this deck. Then you have collective wisdom. That's collective wisdom. Right? Let's look at beautiful. I mean, aren't they just, isn't just, oh, beautiful, beautiful. Here we have divine proportion of our being. So it's us, but in our divine, most divine side. And here is fusion of Earth and of the sky and Earth in our centers. So that's where the Earth and creation meet, I think, in the human body, something like this, right? Then you have 7 rays, the card of 7 rays, and 3 cards, thank you, in grace, and the mystery. So what I've decided to do, because it's such a complex game, I'm going to leave anyway that it's an extremely intuitive deck. You can read it only in intuition, but it's a shame not to read about the knowledge behind it because it's so rich. So that's Marseille. I hope you understood something. Oh, it's a complex one. Yeah. I'm not too keen, as I said, normally on decks with systems because systems make my brain think. And when my brain thinks, I can't be intuitive. So, but this is different. This is worth it. One that's very similar. It's called the Indigo. And that's, oh, by the way, in Marseille, you find it on Amazon, right? Oracle Indigo, you don't. This is self-published. I did see a couple of copies on Amazon that people put, but I think she sells it directly. And she's a painter, and she's a painter who paints guided too. She's guided in her paintings. She uses all kind of stones and colors, and everything she uses is very spiritual. It's for self-development. So it's a bit like Marseille, but it's different. So, Oracle Indigo, let's see. Few languages, English, French, Spanish. Yes, I think it is. Yes, it's Spanish. So 3 languages in a little white book. It's quite an expensive deck. We used to get it cheap and now we don't because now it's gilded and everything, you know. I mean, it's beautiful gilding, you know, but yeah. So this is with all the chakras too. Now, what I like with it is that you have the 7 chakras, which I'm going to show you here. You have the 7 chakras. Let me see where the camera, there. And you have the golden chakra, that's extra. And you have the ring of chakras, that's extra. And it's good because then I can use 2 extra chakras with my 7 base one. And that's why I like this. After that, you do have the normal oracle with the 3 languages written on the card. So all of them are paintings that are made with our guides. So showing off, travel, arts. And that's Oracle Indigo. Beautiful deck. What can I say? I wish the cards were bigger because they're beautiful, beautiful paintings. Look at the elevation here. It's you can see the depth of it. She's very talented. But the cards to me are a bit too small for these paintings. And it's often the case. It's often the case. Once again, the woman, the man, yeah, it's very, very French to put that in divination decks. Oh, talking about this, I forgot one. Oh no, oh well, I knew, I always forget one deck, but never mind. The mask, how powerful. You see, I don't see the little details here. I don't have my eyes, you know, as good as when I was 20. And it's just too small now. So that's an oracle with added chakra cards and crystals and stones and things on the paintings, but it's so small you can't really see it. A beautiful oracle. And once again, the book is all about self-development. Obviously, the chakra cards, you know, you're going to have some self-development because that's the basis of my reading. It's not to say, oh, that chakra is like that. It's to say, okay, that's the situation with that chakra. And that's how maybe, you know, giving suggestion on how to get back into balance with the basis of that. So the book is beautiful. It goes into different levels again. I'm very surprised because most of the French books on oracles and divination, especially divination decks, they do have health sections. Now, it's not, we're not allowed to practice any health related job if we're not, you know, if we're not properly trained. Look at the health section again. Yeah, and I see it in a lot of books, which I don't see in English. They don't. It's I've never seen, or maybe I haven't seen enough English books. I don't know, but I do. But yeah, health, and it's oh, are you gonna have a client in front of you and say, you know, be careful, there's that wrong with you in your body? I don't think so. You know. I find that odd to me. I love having the information though, because chakras are linked to health, body parts, right? So I love having the information, but I would never use it in a reading. We need it there. I know it's very long. I'm losing people. Some other people are coming in. Hi. I found this in Switzerland, so I suppose she's Swiss. I think she is Arami. And it's Force de Lumière, Nuance de l'âme. So it opens like this. That's the cards, they're huge. And it's encaustic art. Now, it's art I use personally because I've done my own tarot with encaustic art. That's her name, Arami. This is once again a deck to, it's how to use the major arcanas of the tarot, which are the 22, to get to the light, basically, right? And that's what these cards are used for. So then, I suppose you can use them in divination, but I don't think that's really the point. You know, I've got enough divination decks. So they have a message at the bottom, and they're all related to the card 15, purification. I sever the links, right? So you know that with the devil, you're not free of movement, and there. So it's contemplation cards. You can use them in other manners, obviously, but it's the positive. How can I say? It's what you can do with the card. What's the higher side of a card? Like if you look at the lovers, you know that there's a lover's story. There's also a choice story. There's an angel. Let's say it's more the angel side here. Like it's called initiation. I share, right? So it's the higher side of, excuse me, the tarot. Some cards are like this. I do like it, personally. I know nobody else does, but I like it when a portrait or landscape and mixed together. So I bought it because it's an acoustic art and it's an art I like because I've made my own tarot with it and I wanted to see what she's done. And I like it because, you know, I can see where she was going with it. I like the structure. Obviously, you know, it's a self-development tool. So with 22 major arcanas. What else does she say in the book? Yeah, I think you just work with the card. It's meditation, visualization. That's the kind of thing you do. I don't see how you could do a reading with it. But I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can, but why? There's other decks for that. Right. Last two. That's it. We're getting to the end. Last two. That's another one. I hesitated before showing it to you. Now, through my tarot brought me so much in my life. You know, I've learned about gods and goddesses and mythology and the stones, crying, and I don't know. So tarot brought me so many things. And the most recent one is about voice. It's about singing. It's about mantras. Right? Of course, I learned mantras and I learned singing and tonal singing a little bit through yoga. But I've recently found it through tarot, which is amazing, right? And this one is called the Voice Tarot. It's only in French. It's a very peculiar tarot, which I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird one. It's a weird animal in the world of tarot. It's by Philippe Barraquet. So we have the 22 major arcanas until here, there. So that's the Fool. So there's always the name of the card, the keyword, and then there's a text completely on the card. It's very surrealist, comic bookish art, which just does not go with the book. The book is about initiation, self-development through tone, through your voice. And then you've got a deck. Oh, I don't want to put it down. It's just my opinion. Then you've got a deck that's got some weird imagery on it, which I don't understand. Yeah. I hesitated to show it to you, but then there's a purpose why I'm going to show it to you. So, okay, it started okay, right? I'm like, okay, it's not my art. Well, it happens. Sometimes we have decks, it's not exactly our style, but, you know, we get on with it. And then it starts being very feminine, right? And naked. So if you don't like nudity, please do not look. We get into it. Right, here we go. Maitreya, and she's nude. I just don't get the image. I'm sorry. I'm not prude. I don't care. But Maitreya, to me, is just not, you know, a nude woman with floating hair. Look at that. The Wheel of Fortune, right? I'm baffled. The texts are wonderful. It helps you get into meditation, and it helps you with your breathing, right? It's a whole, and I don't understand the images. It's like it doesn't go. So I'm not going to go on too much about it. I'll just show you the cards. Even the angel has got naked breasts. I mean, why? Anyway, I love the text. Here, for example, it gives you the vowels to sing related to planets. So Jupiter is you, right? So it shows you how to pronounce it and breathe. And yeah, I love that. The pictures are just, wow, not for me. We get to the minors, and the minors, thank God they don't have these pictures anymore. And it's all text. And it's all about singing. So it is, of course, it's Ace of Fire, so you know it's the Ace of Wands, so you can still, you know, you don't need the picture if you want to read with it. But it's really a deck that I would pick a card and then read about what mantra I could chant that day. To, first of all, because I have a throat chakra that's a bit blocked, so I could read the text and then do my singing, you know, my chanting for the day. And I think that's how I'm going to use it. I don't see how you can do a reading with that. And personally, I would not use a tarot with naked women for clients. I don't mind if there's one, but this is just unrelated, right? If it's around the devil, fine. But this is unrelated. For the Wheel of Fortune, I don't see why there's got to be naked breasts. But that's my own opinion. It doesn't take away from a beautiful system based on the voice and the breathing. Somebody who knows exactly, it looks like he studied the matter for very long. I just think that for the illustrations and the tarot, he should have sought advice. Personally, but that's only if he's gonna hate me. I don't mind. It's my opinion. I can have an opinion. I like the book a lot because it's all about making your own sound. Imagine you pick the Wheel of Fortune and you make the sound of the Wheel of Fortune and you make it resonate in your body. And if you have a client in front of you who has a problem with the Wheel of Fortune, things keep coming back all the time. She keeps falling off that wheel, and then you can start, you know, chanting the mantra with her and let it go through her body. It's a wonderful system. I'm just very disappointed about the major arcanas here, but the rest is wonderful. Now it comes with a CD. It's an hour-long CD, and for an hour, you get different sounds. You get water, and one I think is fire. Yeah, I think it goes through the elements like that. And then with some of he sings mantras. I'm not sure if it's all him because some are very high pitched. So for an hour, you get. It's like I felt it clear when I put it on. Right, I felt it cleared my house. I felt it elevated me and my whole house. I felt it put me in a different vibration. I really like this. But I can't, you know, I can't recommend the tarot, which, you know, I'm so... But anyway, this is my opinion about it. I still need to look more into it to see if there's a reason for these major arcanas being like that. Because the text is wonderful, and there's a lot of text. The singing is wonderful, the system is, but just the pictures. I mean, there's a difference for me between the chakra one I showed you, where I said, you know, it's not my style of art, I don't mind, to putting naked women for the Wheel of Fortune. There's a difference. Yeah. Anyway, and And my latest acquisition, and I left it for last, my last French deck is called Les Portes de l'âme. Oops, the doors of the soul. The doors of the soul. And it's by, they've got names. You can read it. Vanessa Melkariek and Brigitte Barberan. It's on Amazon now. Now, it's another deck with a system. First of all, I find it most beautiful. It's their second deck. It's silver gilded. I had that first deck. I didn't keep it. And why didn't I keep it? Because it's a deck with a system, and I'm not a fan. Although I've got a couple I've seen, I'm generally not a fan. The only system I like is the tarot system. The rest, I want it flowing. I don't need to learn about more categories. It's not my style. However, I saw these cards, the black ones, and I fell in love with them. And I'm going to explain to you. There's little signs that show different categories of the card. For example, that's the ego. There's two different ones for ego, which is, I can't remember the other one. There's a light ego and there's a dark ego. And I find it great to work with. That's the sun, of course, the moon and the sun. So let me find the cards. Sorry, they're not in order because I'm using it for the moment to pick one card at the end of a reading of my past lives reading. I think it works very well for past life readings, but just one card. So I don't use their system at all. I don't. I've gone beyond the, above the system, but maybe one day I'll go back to the system. I don't know. So just to show you a few cards of each category. So that's the one card, and it's self-development card. Obviously, it's called Les Portes de l'âme. So it's obviously about your soul. It's the doors of your soul. It's to get to your soul. Then there's a lot of paintings because I think she's a painter too. And there's always the signs. Yeah, so there's a few categories. So there's dark ego, light ego. Then there's, let me see, 81. I don't know the signs. That's the soul. So the soul cards are, that's the soul cards, for example. Yeah, that's the soul card. So you can see anyway. Yeah. They're wonderful cards, even if you don't read French. Now it's only in French. It's not hard to see which category you're in when you use the card. See, you've got the symbol, so that tells you which category you're in, and then you can read away. If it's just a keyword, you need to translate. Believe me, I've done a lot of translations when I started tarot. So, did I show you the backs? Lovely, just simple. Stop putting all stuff on simple. It looks like a stamp on a, I don't know, wall maybe, or sand, or I really like it. Sacred sexuality. Yeah. Death and rebirth, the coach, ambition. So they're part, once again, of these, I have 3 or 4 decks like this. They're all beautiful paintings. They're all to really try and understand yourself and better yourself. And that's it. Yay, I've made it. I don't know how long I've been on. So this is available on Amazon. It's brand new. It's, I don't know, it's been out a couple of months, I think. And let's see. Well, yeah, it's been nearly 2 hours. Oh my God. Thanks so much for being here, for staying with me that long, 2 hours. I can't believe it. I try to go fast, but I can never do it. Merci, Evelyne, d'être restée aussi. And if you'd like a walkthrough or review, you know, if you'd like me, I won't do a walkthrough, but if you'd like me to show you more of one deck and explain the system a bit more, anything you'd like, just ask me. I'll write it down in my book, but the next one I will do is probably going to be les cartes divinatoires d'Algariel and do the past life. Thank you. Thank you, Evelyn. I love seeing other people's collections too. And that's why I did it. Not just to show my collection, because if I did that, I'd be on 10 hours. I'm live for 10 hours. But it's to show my French decks to people that maybe, you know, didn't know about it or are fed up with, want to find something else, different decks. So thanks for being with me. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.